And welcome everyone to week 7 of SDAHO's legislative update. We have 2 weeks to go. Tim, I'm going to start with you. When we first started this, 88 bills is what we had on our SDAHO tracker. There's about 38 bills that are still alive, some of those vehicle bills, some of those we're simply monitoring. In terms of active advocacy efforts, what can you share?
Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Beard Brothers 2 weeks from being done. Better than the Blues Brothers, which we're not going to do song and dance. We've really only got one bill out of all the things we were tracking, and there was some real bad bills, as you guys heard, that would have really impacted very negatively healthcare in the state for a long time. And we have, knock on wood, had a very successful session to get to where we are today.
Last week, Tim, you brought up the possibility of a 1% increase for providers. There was some additional ongoing revenue that was found. Where are we with that, and what are you hearing?
I really think we're definitely on track for 1%. There's rumblings that they're kicking the tires to maybe find a little bit more. We'll see. That's not a promise. That's on the wish list, but I think I feel good about the 1%.
Yeah, and I think, on top of that, we just don't want to see, to go above the 1%. Obviously, we would love that, but we don't want to see that at the detriment of some of our other services that are out there and
Right.
some of the requests that are out there.
So, Jacob, let's talk about last week. You also brought up the possibility of some changes with the rate methodology. Any movement in that area?
This is an ongoing issue that started with a rules package last year and was, pulled back in the fall. We've been working a lot. At the time we were working just with the department, and the governor's office now has also stepped in and kind of helped with some of these conversations. And I can't say enough great things about the way they've handled this, helped us through the process. We aren't at the final yet, but we're very close on the critical access side of things. I think we have a solution coming that will make sure that nobody's penalized by moving to the new system. But yet we're still going to get to that new system for those who have been funded at a pretty low rate for a number of years. And then on the PPS side of things, we are still waiting for final numbers there. I believe it's just something with CMS, so a couple tweaks or a couple final numbers that they need in order to show us kind of that impact that we're going to see on our other facilities. But right now, very pleased with the process and very pleased with the movement that we've seen.
One of the bigger wins early on in session is when lawmakers approved the spending authority to the Department of Health for the Rural Health Transformation Project. Session is not over, and we are already beginning to see some movement come from the Department of Health. Tim, what do you want members to know about that?
Look at your email closely going forward. Things could run pretty rapid fire here between now and I would say May is kind of when they really want to have all of the RFPs out. They released 7 of them.
Yep.
Most of them are kind of administrative ones where you would get some grant money and administer out those services. The state has just done an awesome job on getting this rural transformation ready to go. They got the green light. The RFPs are out. All the members, I'm sure, got a note from the Department of Health talking about the link and where to find those. We also sent those out from SDAHO to every member. And so if you got questions about that, get a hold of Jacob or I. If we don't know the answer, we'll find out, but we'll help you navigate that process.
All right, as we look at the final 2 weeks of session, what are some of the main bills that the two of you have your eyes on?
Honestly, I think we're watching Senate Bill 190 on Monday. That will either pass or fail, and that'll be the last stop for that. And really then Jacob and I are and the rest of the GR team keeping our ear to the ground and working with appropriators and members to make sure the 1% stays solid, see if there's a little extra and kind of hold the thing together until we get done. That's kind of our plan.
Yeah, there was some interesting tactics pulled this week, I would say, and quite a bit of hostility in the Capitol midweek this week. And so we're just going to have to see how that impact unfolds over these last 2 weeks, especially on that funding conversation. I don't think it's out of the question to see, some of these special appropriations that need 2/3 vote coming to very close votes to see kind of how those teams align. So it will be interesting for those that follow the process. And like Tim said, though, we just want to make sure that, our members are taken care of at the end of the day. And we get that yes vote that we need.
With that wraps up our Week 7 SDAHO Legislative Update podcast. We'll see everyone next week. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.